Welcome back to Marksman Choice, the channel where firepower meets precision and where every weapon we review carries the legacy of engineering mastery and battlefield dominance. Today we're diving into one of the most legendary machine guns ever created, a weapon so powerful, so enduring, that it has served across generations, through wars, and remains a symbol of absolute reliability. The M2 Browning .50 caliber heavy machine gun. This isn't just a gun, it's a monument to mechanical genius. A timeless design born from the mind of John Moses Browning, a man who redefined modern firearms forever. Let's start with the design and build. The M2 Browning, often called the Deuce, is a masterpiece of simplicity and brute strength. The moment you see it, you know it's built for one purpose: domination. Every line, every bolt, every inch of steel serves a single mission: deliver unstoppable firepower under any condition. Weighing nearly 40 kilograms with its mount, this machine gun isn't meant to be light or delicate. It's designed to stand its ground, literally. Whether on a tank, a helicopter, or mounted on a fortress wall, the M2 doesn't move. Everything else does. Now let's talk about power and performance. The M2 fires the legendary .50 BMG Browning machine gun cartridge, a round so powerful it can cut through vehicles, aircraft, and fortified positions. Each shot is a thunderclap, a symphony of recoil, smoke, and sheer destructive force. It's not just gunfire, it's controlled chaos. When this weapon roars, everything in its line of sight listens. Its rate of fire, around 450 to 600 rounds per minute, might not sound extreme by today's standards, but remember, every bullet is half an inch wide, each carrying immense kinetic energy. This isn't about spraying bullets. It's about delivering decisive, unstoppable impact. The engineering behind the M2 is genius in its simplicity. A short recoil-operated system, quick change barrel design, and field-serviceable components make it rugged and dependable. Even after a century of service, it's still used in armies around the world, unchanged in its core design because, frankly, perfection doesn't need upgrades. What makes the M2 Browning legendary isn't just its performance, it's its longevity. First introduced in the 1930s, this weapon has fought in World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Gulf Wars, and modern-day conflicts. Almost 100 years later, soldiers still rely on it. That's not just durability, that's immortality in metal. Now, when you actually see this machine gun in action, there's a moment of awe. The heavy barrel glowing from sustained fire, the long recoil stroke, the rhythmic chug of the belt feed. It's a living, breathing beast. There's power, but there's also poetry in that precision. For shooters and collectors, the M2 Browning represents the peak of mechanical design, a weapon that bridges generations of warfare. It's been mounted on Jeeps, Humvees, tanks, aircraft, even naval vessels. It can serve in anti-aircraft roles, suppress infantry, or disable armored vehicles. One platform, endless capability. But beyond the engineering and history, the M2 Browning represents something deeper: trust. In the chaos of battle, reliability is everything. When soldiers say the M2 never quits, that's not marketing, that's survival. You can drag it through mud, rain, sand, or snow. It'll still thunder when you need it to. That's what makes the M2 not just a machine gun, but a legacy. So what's the verdict from Marksman Choice? The M2 Browning isn't just a firearm, it's the gold standard of heavy weapons. Its design defines the very idea of battlefield endurance. Unshakable, unstoppable, unmatched. Even a century later, it commands respect. Because real legends don't fade, they echo. And every time that heavy bolt slams forward and that .50 caliber round ignites, it reminds us why this gun will forever stand at the top. This has been Marksman Choice, where we don't just review weapons, we honor the legends that shaped history. If you enjoyed this deep look at the M2 Browning, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our next review. Until next time, stay sharp, stay disciplined, and always aim true. Because here on Marksman Choice, precision is power.